In this episode, we're going to show you how this turned into this. So we are getting ready to load some cows this morning. It's real quiet here right now. They're working the cows in slowly. And then we're waiting on the trailer to get here to load them up. They coming over here?
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
Got one stupid one in there.
You don't want him in there at all?
Yeah, in one way, but I'm gonna let him out. It's crazy as he is. I can get him out. Biggest bull. If we can get him out of there, we won't be nothing to it. We got, I think, 2 or 3 cows and maybe that white face yearling if we get him out. But I don't know, that joker will hurt you right there, though.
So what's the game plan here, Scott?
Got one little calf out of there. I reckon that other one in there with them.
How would you do that?
Cross your fingers.
But now, why does he want that calf and not the rest?
He's little.
Let's see. This herd of cows is a Brangus mix. The bull itself that we have, he is a pure Brangus, but there is some other genetics in this herd, so that's why we call it a Brangus mix. So I didn't really commentate much while we were loading cows, so I wanted to do a voiceover kind of explaining what's going on here and why we have cows and what we're doing. That bull right there, we weren't wanting to sell him, so we have him separated. But as a row crop farm, most of our income comes from row crops. If you have land that is not row crop farmable or that would cost a lot of money or a lot of time to convert to a row crop field, what most farmers will do is you either A, put cows in there, or B, do pine trees. And pine trees are a long-term investment, low maintenance. Cows are a shorter-term investment with constant income, but much higher maintenance, constantly requiring attention because, of course, they're a live animal. That little white-faced cat, yearling, we're wanting to get that one out, and we do eventually get it out later, but not during this section of the video. And what you're seeing here is them trying to work out these mama cows that we don't want to sell. We're only wanting to sell yearlings today. Scott's trying to work the gates here and get what he wants out. And it does look a little chaotic, but these guys know what they're doing. And what you're going to see is that the yearlings kind of stick together and the bigger mama cows kind of stick together in this situation, which works out pretty well for us here. But right behind Uncle Clarence and right directly in front of us right now, that was a pasture that was turned into a field. And the reason we turned it into a field is because it was much more even. There wasn't any sinkholes. There wasn't really many trees out there. So it was pretty easy to convert that to a field. But the other part of this, where you see right now where these trees are, that had a lot of sinkholes, a lot of uneven land. And so it would have been very costly and very time consuming to try to convert that to a row crop field. So instead, we just decided to leave that in pasture and have us a herd of cows. And in our area, I think it's kind of 1 cow to 1 acre, 1.5 acres, depending on the type of grass, depending on the available food that the cows can get. Certain states and certain other areas are different in that, and it also depends on what you have there. We have, I think here, it's like 1 cow to every 1.5 acres, which is really nice for the cows. We're selling these cows for a couple reasons today. One, obviously, is to make money, to get an income. But it's also to prevent inbreeding because you have the one bull that we rotate out every couple of years. You don't want his young to grow up and him breed those. And the third reason is to thin the herd out. You don't want to have too large of a herd for a finite amount of pasture, because then that begins to put stress on the animals if you have too many cows, not enough food. So this is a way to thin that herd out also. That young bull you see right there on screen to the right, this guy right here is about to cause a lot of trouble, and you're going to see exactly how dangerous it can be to herd cows. So as you can see, this guy right here is pretty upset, and it's only going to get worse as time goes on. The longer that they're in their enclosure, the longer they're being messed with, the more upset they get, which is what you would expect. But what you're going to see here in just a second is that once you get cows isolated like this, now that one little white-faced yearling, she or he is not going to cause any trouble, and we want to actually get that one out, and we want to load up the young bull there. But the young bull is very upset, and because now he's isolated, he's going to get even more aggressive because he's alone, he doesn't know what to do, he feels trapped. And as you can see, Scotty's sitting on top of the fence there, which is what everybody would be doing, and you're fixing to see him come smash a board off. So he cracks that board right there, and in just a second, he's about to do some serious damage. And this just goes to show you guys how strong cows can be. I mean, that cow's only a couple 100 pounds, and he's about to do this. Damn.
Ready.
Wow. That scared the hell out of me. I thought he might come get me next.
The post and all.
Dude, he snapped the post off. Come on, buddy.
Look at that little son of a gun.
At one time we was cutting horns off cows. We tied her to the bumper of the truck. When we finally caught her, she went under the truck. And the vet went under the truck with her and cut her horns off.
Darn. The vet went under there?
Under the truck. He was under the truck with the cow.
And just...
And then one of them cable cutters, you know, back there on her hand. Cut her horns off her under the truck. He goes under there with her. She come out, she had the horn.
Used to them old Burma crossbreds, they'd sit there and they'd wear the gates around like these gates here, instead, or some of them's got plywood, but they'd take and grab them right here by the hinges, stick their heads through them, and then they'd take and you wouldn't have to worry about the yearling catching you. You just have to watch the gate, because they'd tear it off the hinges and run down the lane with
They're
it.
wearing it like a necklace.
Yeah.
Darn. So we have elected not to try to load the other one. What you got in that pen, or what you got in that trailer there, Scotty?
Oh no, I got.
What's in the front? Is that a bull in the front, or is that a calf? Look how big she is. Dude, that's crazy. So right now he's trying to close the gates to separate the cows out, so that they're all bunched up together.
Alrighty.
All right, what's the final number?
15 yearlings, 1 cow.